How do landlords handle lease renewal agreements? Imagine your current lease is about to end, and you're wondering what happens next. Landlords have a clear process to keep the rental flow steady and smooth. They start this process about 90 days before the lease expires. First, they review how the tenant has been doing. They look at rent payment history, how well the tenant has taken care of the property, and their overall behavior. Good tenants are often given priority because keeping them saves time and money on finding new renters. Next, landlords check the current rental market. They see what similar properties are going for in the area. If rent prices have gone up, they might consider increasing the rent. But they also think about how much they value the tenant's reliability. Sometimes, they choose to keep the rent the same or only raise it a little to avoid losing a good tenant. After that, landlords prepare a lease renewal letter. They usually send this letter 60 to 90 days before the current lease ends. The letter clearly states the new terms, including any rent changes, the length of the new lease, and the deadline for the tenant to respond. They might send this letter through email, postal mail, or both to make sure the tenant receives it. Once the tenant receives the renewal offer, the landlord and tenant may discuss or negotiate the terms. The tenant might ask for a lower rent, repairs, or other adjustments. The landlord can decide to offer concessions or flexible terms to reach an agreement that works for both sides. When both agree, the landlord drafts a lease renewal agreement. This document references the original lease, states the new lease period, and includes any updated terms. Both the landlord and tenant sign this document before the current lease ends. This way, the tenancy continues without interruption. If the tenant decides not to sign the renewal, the lease may switch to a month-to-month arrangement, depending on local laws and what the original lease states. This gives both parties more flexibility but less long-term security. Throughout this process, landlords must follow state laws about notice periods for renewal offers and responses. They need to keep good records of all communication and agreements. This helps keep the relationship positive and the management smooth. In the end, handling lease renewal agreements involves reviewing tenant performance, researching market rates, sending clear renewal offers, negotiating terms, and formalizing the new lease. This approach helps landlords keep good tenants, reduce vacancies, and maintain steady rental income.